In this video, I'm going to compare the difference between doing pull downs to the front or behind the neck. Now, when it comes to pull downs, the main tips that I talk about are grip position. But when I talk about grip position, watch my video, I talk about using the wide overhand grip versus an underhand grip. It all comes down to elbow position and pulling the bar with the elbows either in front of the body or out to the sides. When we compare pull downs to the front versus pull downs to the back, the difference is how far the elbows are out to the sides. Remember, elbows out more to the sides, more upper lats for that lat width, more elbows to the front when you're doing your pull downs, more lower lats. So bodybuilders that are trying to maximize lat width, so they have a big wide back, are trying to maximize how far the elbows come out to the sides when they do their pull downs. One of the ways to do that is to pull with the bar behind the neck, much like with the shoulder press. Remember to focus more on the middle delts. The elbows have to go out more to the sides versus to the front, which it's more of the front delt. So just like with presses and the debate over doing behind the neck presses, doing behind the neck pull downs, is there a benefit to outweigh the risks that are involved in doing behind the neck pull downs? Now, what are the risks? Well, the risks are due to what's called external rotation of the arm, and you can see an extreme version of this by if I'm pulling my arm back. But then with the arm externally rotated this way, as I pull the bar down behind my neck, puts the shoulder in a compromising position that could actually damage the shoulder, damage those rotator cuff muscles, lead to shoulder injury. So a lot of training experts will warn you against pull downs behind the neck. Never do the pull downs. I'm one of those guys that says, I never say never, never say never. So there's always a reason. And like I said, the benefit is you're getting the elbows out to the sides more, and the research shows when you do that, the behind the neck pull down targets more of the upper lat muscle fibers. But to do it safely, you have to be cautious. Now, one of the things you don't want to do when you're doing behind the neck pull downs is you don't want to overload the weight. You're going to keep the weight light. This isn't an exercise where you're going to be using body motion, okay? This you have to do very strict if you don't want to get injured, to do it properly. So you're going to lean a bit forward here to allow the bar to clear the back of your head so that you don't have to flex the neck. The last thing you want to be doing on pull downs behind the neck, the other problem with pull downs behind the neck is that when you flex at the neck as you're pulling the weight, it's going to cause issues with your cervical spine. You can have a disc issue in the neck, as a lot of bodybuilders do. So you don't want to bend the head forward to clear the bar. You want to pull the body forward so that your head can stay upright, your chin can stay forward as you pull the bar behind the head. Now, the other issue you want to be concerned about is how low you go. The last thing you want to do is pull it all the way down to your shoulders. Again, due to that external rotation, how far low you go, that can lead to a compromising position. So you want to minimize how low you go, but still maximize the range of motion. So my rule of thumb here is to go down to right about ear level. You don't need to go any lower than the top of the ears or the middle of the ears. And you're going to stop and let it go back up. Nice and slow and controlled, no body motion, just the lats working. So the difference there is, like I said, versus pulling it to the front. Now when you're pulling it to the front with a wide grip, like I said, your elbows are out to the sides more, hitting more the lat muscle fibers of the upper section of the lats, but they're still in front of the body to some degree, which is what the behind the neck version prevents. The arms are directly out as far as they can go to the sides of the body to maximize that upper lat use and the teres major muscle. So that's the main difference. In my opinion, as long as you follow my rules, don't go heavy, don't use your body weight to initiate the movement. Don't pull too far behind the neck, stopping right at about ear level. You'll be able to use pull downs in a safe and effective manner, even doing them behind the neck. Now, I will say, if you do have any existing shoulder cuff injuries, you might want to avoid the pull down behind the neck until you're sufficiently cleared, you've done the rehab you need, you've strengthened the rotator cuff muscles back to where they need to be. Like I said, if you have a compromised shoulder, then you don't want to do behind the neck pull downs. If you don't have a compromised shoulder, they're perfectly fine, but again, you have to follow those rules. So that's my stand on pull downs going behind the neck versus the front. Doesn't mean that pull downs behind the neck are better than pull downs to the front. Just saying it helps hit those upper lat muscle fibers differently. Remember, variety rules. Use both forms routinely for the pull down, as well as the different grip positions that I've talked about. And as always, guys, stay gym, army strong.